Welcome to Pardon My Accent, episode 13, is it, Mike?
You got it. Season 2,
And it's
episode
season
13.
2, episode 13. And we're coming to you live today, Friday, April 25th, 2025. And as usual, there's a lot to talk about this week. Anything interesting happen to you?
Yeah, that was a really great uh intro there, Denny. You're really excited. You
Thanks.
seem really happy to be here,
Yeah.
buddy. Jesus
Yeah, I'm
Christ,
just
wake the fuck up.
I'm kind of I'm kind of thrown off a little bit.
Yeah, a
This
little
time I
bit. You
can
can
see
see my
myself.
face, a
Yeah.
little different
Yeah,
platform.
yeah, I'm a little thrown off.
Yeah, so we're doing a little bit of Teams meeting because we have a special guest coming on here in a second. But yeah, just normally like we kick it off, we do a little quick story time. So I'll make a quick
Yeah,
story because I want to get to our guest. He's way more interesting than us. But my story
yeah.
this week comes from my grandson, actually. And I can't believe I'm saying grandson, but so I got this client and they bought a bunch of gifts for Leo, which is awesome, right? But one of the gifts they bought him was like a little mother goose, like storytelling, and the mother goose holds the book and says, they play and the music comes on and like he starts telling the story like, "Hi boys and girls, blah blah blah," right?
Hmm.
So Mother Goose goes to tells a story. I don't know. You know any Mother Goose stories?
Nope.
And not the Hickory Dickory Dock one, not that one.
Uh,
Or the Nantucket song. Anyway, Mother Goose starts telling the story, and then the battery starts going out. Right? So it's just like blah blah blah. So Mother Goose basically had a stroke in front of a 4-month-old kid.
really?
Yeah, the beak went sideways. It was awesome. It was,
That's better than my stroke I had it on the introduction.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, a little bit of a small. Yeah, it was better than yours.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to ask you guys a question, like, real quick. Like, do you get sick of like when they ask you for a tip everywhere you go, Mike? Like, are you just like, have you noticed like everything after you buy it yourself and you've done all the work, they ask for a fucking tip?
Yeah, I went through a drive-through like an hour ago, and I got an ice cream cone. Right,
Okay.
and they're just like,
Jeremiah's?
all right, and yeah, and they spin out the little touchpad, and they go like, it's just going to ask you one question. It's like, boom, right in your
Yeah,
face, and it's like
right.
tip, and it's like $1, $2, $3, but then they got the percentages, and I'm like, what the fuck,
Yeah, yeah.
The only good news
Well,
is that when you give $1 tip there, it's like 20%. So I'm like, all right, there you go, here's your buck.
you actually do it?
Yeah, I do.
You ever get like uncomfortable? Like I had like going through a drive-through, it's okay to hit it and then you feel kind of awkward and then you get your shit and then you drive away. But like I went to lunch at Jersey Mike's and it was like every time you order, they ask for a tip. Now, I'm standing there like it'll just ask you one question and then you have to pay and the girl's like staring at me. Like fucking dead on staring at me. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna skip the fucking tip, forget it. So I hit no tip and I go to pay and she's like, didn't go through. And I'm like, fuck. So then
She
ask
called you out.
so then it asked me again and I'm like, no tip. And she's like, sir, your phone, it needs to be closer to the machine. I'm like, okay. And then I hit no tip and then it went through and it's like I was like hiding by the soda machine around the corner. Like I felt
Yeah,
that
she
bad.
leans into the microphone.
She
She's
said,
like,
"Yeah,
order
right." She said,
890, doesn't want a tip.
"Eight,
There you go.
yeah, he doesn't want 890. Doesn't want a tip." And then I was like, "All right, guys," and they're like, "No, we're gonna eat here." I'm like, "Oh my fucking god!" And we ate like right across from where they were making the subs. I don't know. It just fucking sat with me the whole time.
You
It's
know
just
why it
not an
sat with you is because
enjoyable.
they spit in your sandwich.
Yeah, it
All
was a
right.
little bit, yeah, a little more moist. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Anyway, you want to I'll give you the honors of introducing this fine guest. I got
yeah.
a bit of history with him. You got way more history than I do,
I got a
but
way more history with we've got a former hockey player and I know him kind of because he's well let's just say he's family and He's coming on the show to give us some advice. He listens to every show and give his opinion. We're going to talk about hockey. We're going to talk about football. So we've got Dan from Naples, Florida, joining us. How we doing?
Hang on, before
Good,
you do
boys.
that, let me do this better for you, Dan.
You're cutting in already?
Yeah, I am. I'm cutting in on you because I got to give a better intro. We got Dan
Okay.
Guenther, played at Tabor Academy. They beat us at Avon Old Farms. I'll give you that right. Take the fire away from you right away. Division One, University of Wisconsin Badgers. All right. Played D1 hockey, way better than the D3 crap you played at, Denny. And then there you go, Dan. That's a better intro, no?
All right, I appreciate that. We only beat you once, though, and then you went on to play in the New England tournament. We were golfing, and then we played BC in the NCAA tournament several times, and we didn't win any of those games either. So we got you the one time at Avon, but appreciate you having me on, guys. I think you guys are great. You should be getting paid for what you're doing. I know you're doing it for fun, but
Yeah.
I've listened to every show. I am thoroughly entertained. I don't know how many listeners you have, but you should have a lot more. There should be people my age, people who love hockey, football, just, giving it to you straight. They should be listening more. I don't know what your numbers are, but they need to be higher.
We
All right,
appreciate
look at
that. Look at that. He read.
Right.
He didn't even read that from the script I gave him. That's awesome.
I wasn't even like the other guy you had on the New Yorker. All he came on and talked about Ohio State and how great New York was. He gave you no props. He just gave you shit the whole time. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's Mike's friends. That's what they do. They don't really like him.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I'm not sure. That's what they do. They just come on every time. They give him a stare, and then they talk to me for some reason. I'm not sure. I'm not
By
sure
the way,
what
going
that
back
is.
to Jersey Mike's, I think they're intentionally nice to you. You notice how nice they are when you go into Jersey Mike's? They're like, hey,
welcome
in. What can I get for you? Because they're just trying to get a tip at the end. They want to spin the iPad around and get a tip. They're not like that at Subway. They're like, hey, what do you want?
No.
But Jersey Mike's a little extra nice, but the tipping's out of hand, Denny. I agree. It's everywhere.
The worst.
To their defense, they're also not diddling kids at Jersey Mike's like Subway is. So.
Jared's like, what? Jared's in his what is he? 14-year sentence or something?
Yeah.
He thought he was cool for a little bit, and then he got dumped out. So I know you guys are both hockey players. You want to talk about hockey, but I think the last night was the NFL draft first round, and if we could just get that part out of the way, all they talked about was Dion's kid not getting drafted, and all day that's all they've been talking about, and it's really starting to drive me to the point where I don't know whether I should dislike the people on TV or I should dislike Shedeur Sanders. I mean, it's incredible. Like, that's all. Like, there's been NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. They didn't talk about it at all today. That's all they did for 3 hours. It's crazy, right? Am I wrong, or I mean, he's good, isn't he, or is he not good? I don't know, but who really cares? Why do the people care so much?
Because Deion Sanders is his dad. That's the only reason. I mean, I don't know if he's good or not either. He played in the Big 12, the no defense league. I mean, Jackson Dart got drafted ahead of him. Cam Ward got drafted ahead of him. They must not like something. I don't know if it's personality or if he's a pocket passer. He doesn't run very well like the other two guys. I don't know.
Or he flashes his watch every time he's on TV, or he has last night he had a whole thing. It said legendary on it with like all his like items in it. Try playing a game first before you call yourself legendary, pal. Like,
well, back to that point though, like what you guys are saying, because those two, Travis Hunter and Deion's kid, will call
unreal.
Yeah, but what about the fact that Colorado already retired both of their numbers?
Well,
they haven't been playing for what, 3-4 months, and they retire both of their numbers.
Okay, I'm okay with one of them being retired because he won the Heisman. Okay, I'm okay with that because they've had two guys win the Heisman at Colorado. The other guy, Rashawn Salam, they retired his number. Travis Hunter wins the Heisman.
Did they
I get
retire
that.
it 2 weeks after he stopped playing?
Yeah, don't you wait a little bit? Don't you have to give him at
Yeah.
least a year or two, and then let him play in the NFL a little bit, and then come
Bring him
back and
back.
give him a ceremony and the whole nine? That's way too early.
Get some money out of him, something, right? We're gonna
Yeah,
have you back. We'll get you some money out of you. You buy the kids uniforms or shit.
yeah. They didn't even. They waited. Yeah, they waited what 2 years in New England to retire Brady's number.
But talking
The best
college though,
ever.
I mean,
It's fucking college though.
yeah. Well, think about it though. It's like fucking didn't.
What is it?
Tell me if I'm wrong. Didn't Colorado win a national championship back in the day with Eric Bieniemy and all them?
Yes.
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, Cordell Stewart. None of those numbers are retired.
Right.
Anyway.
That's what. Okay. No, you're right. I mean, but that's the thing. Colorado, Dion and his son have got everyone talking about them, and I'm so tired of it. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you retire numbers in football anyway. There's so many players that go through. You're gonna run out of numbers.
Yeah.
Who's deciding that? Dion? Does Dion decide that? Does he walk into the AD's office and say, "Hey, we're gonna retire the number"? Or they're like, "Hey, Dion, we're gonna do you a solid. We're gonna retire your kid's number. Is in his contract." I mean, that's ridiculous. You can't retire a guy's number 2 weeks after he's finished. I mean, it just
the board of trustees. The board of trustees. Anyway, all right. Well, let's get down. Yeah.
What were your top 5 picks there?
The top 5 was Cam Ward, who last year would have gone in the second round, but he was the first overall pick. Travis Hunter. Number 3 was Abdul Carter. Then, because the Patriots made the stupidest move, frickin' Mayo, and they won the goddamn last game, they had the 4th pick, so they got Will Campbell. And then the 5th pick was some, I think, defensive player from Michigan to Cleveland.
Yep.
Because Cleveland traded all that capital for Travis Hunter last night, which better pan out because it's Cleveland. I mean, they're never going to win anything. Sorry,
Never.
Bill. I have a friend who always listens. Bill, I'm sorry, but it's Cleveland. Nice helmets. Really? Brown? I know they're the Browns.
Wait, let's go.
Go
back to the Patriots draft pick. Did he start crying after he was drafted? Like sobbing on air? Am I?
Yeah.
And did he?
did.
Wait. Did he not? He didn't look very athletic to me. Look, the Patriots need line help. They need help in a lot of places, but he looked like he was a little heavy. Like he had a double chin, and he started crying. I'm like, this guy's a top 5 draft pick. I was like, oh my god. Bill is not in the building anymore. That's for sure.
Well, that's for sure. And he kind of reminded.
Did say
Dan, he did bring back memories when I was playing baseball when I was that fat chubby kid at 8 years old, and I used to strike out all the time.
Yeah, but you grew out of that. You played college basketball. Like, I mean,
I'm kidding. He
but now he grew back into it.
Oh, fuck off, you motherfucker! Look at you.
Oh, I agree. Glass house, buddy. Glass house.
No.
But did you hear what he said though when he got drafted?
Yeah, I'll fight or die for you. Like what?
Yeah, fight and die to protect him.
Drake May. Okay. Yeah. I wish the other guys would do that.
I like it, dude. I like it. Listen, we got a corn-fed country boy protecting
with
him.
A massive Louisiana accent.
Yeah, well, he's gonna fit right in Boston.
Yeah, right. Duncan, what's that? And then the Packers, Dan's team, took a speedy receiver, and I think that was great. Aaron Rodgers is probably like, wait, now you take a receiver? They hadn't taken one in like 20 years in the first round.
Yeah, since 2002. He looks a little small to me, though. Golden, I mean, great name for the Packers, of course, but
yeah, the Golden.
5'11". Yeah. I mean, he's a speedster. He runs good routes. We'll see. You know, they've had some receivers there that they think they have some youth, but I don't know. I always wait in reserve. The draft to me is like, yeah, every team thinks they hit a home run and, hey, this guy's going to be great. And, you really can't tell for a couple of years. And I mean, this kid's going to be a rookie receiver. They're in a tough division. We'll see. I'm sure Jordan Love, is happy because they didn't draft one under Rodgers. Every year they drafted Jordan Love when Rodgers was there.
Yeah.
He's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Roger.
we'll see how it pans out. What was the consensus for the Patriot fans for that pick? From you,
I mean, basically it was again, Mayo ruined everything. The top two talents were gone. Hunter and
Carter. So you think you would have drafted Carter instead of the lineman if he'd been there?
I better hope so. This guy is what are you gonna take a lineman third? I mean, fourth was bad enough.
No, I honestly think it was a good move for the Pats, but I want to go back to your guy Golden in Green Bay. Did you see the outfit he had on?
Oh my God!
And the chain.
Dude, what's up with the chain?
He's got the big G.
Are those real?
I think jewelers loan them jewelry before they sign the contract because, they get NIL money too, but not that much. I mean, how much do you think that chain was worth? $1 million? $500,000? $500,000?
Million?
According to the shape of it, it says it's worth at least a G.
Wow. Mike's got one. Mike's got one of those with a C note. It's worth $100 for Korea. Yeah.
I got.
But what do you got?
Nothing. I was just thinking. Can you name we were doing this the other day. We're naming the presidents on the Bills, and I couldn't get past Lincoln.
Guess what? I can't either.
Shows
Franklin's on the 100. Franklin's are on the 100 just
everybody
because
knows the Benjamin. Yeah.
Everyone knows Benjamins because of the rappers. Anyway, I got two hockey guys with me here, so I kind of want to jump into hockey and talk about we're in the playoffs now. You wouldn't know it watching TV, but what are your thoughts on first of all, who's going to come out of is it East West?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So who's going to come out of the East and why? And who's going to come out of the West and why? And tell me, because I'm kind of just I have my own thoughts on it, but I don't know hockey 1% of what you guys do. What do you think? I mean, from what I'm
Danny,
looking
why don't
at,
you kick it off, kid? What do you think? Who do you like?
The East is loaded. The East is loaded. I mean, you got teams like Tampa that are probably going to bow out in the first round. I mean, I still think Florida is probably the best team in the East. They've got the best goaltending. Goaltending is it, as you know, Mike. Bobrovsky's been unbelievable. And Vasilevsky, two of the best goalies in the East. I still think keep an eye on Carolina. They've got a great team, well coached by Brindamore. So I still think the Panthers are the team in the East until they're not. I think Toronto is going to make a nice little run. So anyway,
okay.
Out west, it's a crapshoot.
Wow.
I don't think there's one team out west. I mean, maybe Colorado, Mike. I don't. Out west is too hard to pick.
What about the Capitals in the East? What happened there?
I don't know. I gotta lean.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lean with Dan on that. I'm gonna say, listen, on the East, I agree with you on the Panthers. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I think the Panthers are gonna sweep the Lightning. They're up 2-0. Yeah, they're up 2-0, and they won them both. Well, hang on, but they won them both on the road. They're starting to hit their stride. Kachuk's back healthy. Marchand's going. And here's the thing. It's just weird. NHL doesn't reseed in the playoffs. So Toronto's up. Yeah, they should, because Toronto's going to end up for all the good they had in the regular season, they're getting the winner of Tampa Bay and Florida.
Okay.
So they're going to get punched right in the mouth. Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter. They will, but Toronto's up 3-0 in Ottawa, so that's over.
You know what? Fuck Canada. I don't care anyway. Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah,
but they haven't won a cup since 92, 93, Montreal.
93, Patrick Waugh.
We all live in Florida. We want Florida versus Canada. I'm with Florida. Fuck them.
But The other part, Washington's I think they're gonna roll through, but the team we're not thinking about,
Uh-huh.
Carolina is quiet under the radar good.
Yes.
They
You
are
mean
tough.
the Hartford Whalers?
The Hartford Whalers, exactly. So I, I got Carolina, Florida in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I got Florida winning that, going
Wow.
back to the Cup. And
Wow.
then West, I guess you'd have to say Winnipeg because,
Oh, I hope they win. God, I hope they
but
win. What else is there to do in Winnipeg? Right?
but you know
Nothing.
who I think, you know who's going to come out? I bet
I know.
L.A.
Wait. Come on.
I'm telling you, they are scoring at will right now in Edmonton.
And
Yeah,
they
what?
play
Granted,
defense. They play defense. The
yeah,
Kings.
Unlike you did. No, I get it. But what about? Okay, so Vegas is gone. The Stars are nothing, and Winnipeg's
no,
nothing.
no.
Or what?
See, that's the thing. Winnipeg's going to play Dallas more than likely. Dallas is going to probably beat Colorado. They're up 2-1.
Yeah.
Okay,
But Winnipeg, Dallas, they're going to be limping out of that series because that's going to be the toughest series.
that'll go 7.
Minnesota, LA, I think whoever wins that, I think it's a softer game. LA comes in healthy. They're going to play one of those other two teams. And I hate saying this because he's he's a US guy. Until Hellebuck wins a fucking big game as a goalie for
That's
Winnipeg.
what a name, Hellebuck.
Yeah, he's a UMass Lowell guy. He was the goalie for
Shut
the
up.
Four
Nothing
Nations.
good comes out of Lowell. Come on.
They play the PWHL there now. You know that, Denny? There's a women's hockey league. I'm sure you've been to a bunch
Really?
of games, but yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
It's
yeah.
actually
any of
good
the
hockey.
women-
They play.
If any of the
They-
women
yeah,
are
they
from
play in
Lowell, it's
Lowell.
probably the toughest team in the world.
But going back to the NHL, you know the guy I feel bad for is Connor McDavid. You know, they
So
were
do
so
I.
close in the finals last year. The Oilers just cannot seem to get it right. They're still with, I don't know what you think, Mike, as a goalie, but Skinner in net, his numbers are bad. They got the other guy, but I just feel bad for him. That Matthias Ekholm is out. That's a killer for them. And when you're playing a team like the Kings that are deep and have pretty good goaltending, I just feel bad. They're going to go out in the first round, and it's a shame. It's a shame for the NHL, really.
Yeah.
He's the best player in the league, and just have him go out is not good.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
dead on there because you got him and they got arguably the two
Dre-
best players in the
Is his name
Draisaitl.
Draisaitl? Is that his name?
Draisaitl.
German.
Like Dreidel? Can I call him Dreidel? All right.
Yeah.
Dreidel.
He'll spin you around like a dreidel, that's for sure. That guy's
Yeah,
fucking
it's
sick.
Didn't he lead the league in like points or top 3? Something?
He might win he'll probably win the MVP. I don't know if they
And
give
he
it
has
out yet, but-
and McDavid's on his team, but McDavid was hurt, right? Is that why
Yeah.
McDavid's not up there?
Yeah. But
Yeah, he was hurt
Danny,
for a while. I still think McKinnon's up there too. But
That's the
Draisaitl
Avalanche
is like
guy.
a surgeon.
Okay.
He's fun to watch, the way he sees the ice, and then McKinnon is faster, I think, but McDavid is just a generational player. He's the best player I've ever seen. Gretzky's the best player of all time, but McKinnon, we could have a debate on this, I'm sure, for an hour, but McKinnon is he's like Bobby Orr. He's in the wrong league. Like when he's on the ice, he's just so much better than everybody. I didn't see Bobby Orr play, but I've heard that he just dominated the game the same way that McDavid does. McJesus.
Oh, McKinnon, is he from Nova Scotia? Halifax, Nova Scotia. Oh.
Did you learn how to work the Google machine there, Denny?
What do you think? You think I'm
He has to for hockey.
You think I've been talking to you guys about hockey, knowing the teams without Googling? Fuck. I don't even know. I see Staz, Staz Avalanche.
Yeah, well,
Fuck. Wow,
Danny,
he's
to your
good,
point with
McKinnon.
McDavid and
Jeez.
Draisaitl, though, it gets to a point where they're paying guys, you know who they're turning into if they're not careful. They're going to turn into Toronto. And what I mean by that is they load up on so much like high talent guys. This is why Vegas went to the Cup their first year in the expansion draft. So like Toronto, they load up on guys like Marner, they spend all that money in the free agency and they get like 5-6 top level guys. but their bottom 6 are junk and their D are suspect. Toronto's kind of turned the corner on that a little bit. They got they picked up a couple people. They picked up Bruins defenseman, is missing his name right now.
Well,
Brandon Carlo. They've done a great job. Toronto has bringing in defensemen, but you're right. I mean, McDavid, and Draisaitl there. You start paying these guys $10 million, like you said. It's not like baseball where you have an infinite cap if you just want to pay the luxury tax. You actually have a hard cap, and your bottom 6, like you said, you need those players in the playoffs, and if you can't pay them, then you're not going to win, just like Toronto has.
Or you could pay your top 6, and then fucking lose 8 in a row, and then fucking sell them all at the deadline, like the Bruins.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Fire the coach too. Shouldn't have fired the coach.
The last 2 coaches. The last
2 coaches are in the Stanley Cup playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Right. Cass and okay, so again, we had Pastrnak, we had Marchand. Who else do we have this year? Give me you guys, give me some names. That's all the only 2 I really know.
Retired. That's a problem.
I know that. That's when we started hitting the shitter. I was telling Mike that he's got to be like, not only is he a great player, he's.
See, the Bruins, all right, Bruins specifically, the year Bergeron retired, everybody thought the next year they were going to be junk, trash, whatever, because they lost Bergeron, they lost Krejci. Hang on, they lost Bergeron, they lost Krejci, and then the next year they won the President's Cup, so they were fucking unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
They really were.
Out.
Yeah, and then that's when the Panthers beat them, and then
beat everybody.
With Allmark in net. And then the following year, they're like, all right, now they're going to drop off. They didn't drop off again, and they did well, and then they bowed out to the Panthers again. This year, I think they hit the panic button, got rid of Montgomery as the coach, right? And then everything went to shit. I honestly, truly believe this. Like, had they not went on the slide before the Four Nations tournament, they would have been acquiring players because they were on the fence with Marchand. Did they extend him? Did they not? They went on a slide before Four Nations. After Four Nations, McAvoy gets hurt, and he's probably out for the season. They're hovering around that 7-8 wild card spot, really 9-8. And they were like, screw it. And they pulled the chute. And I don't know. Now McSweeney. Jesus. Don Sweeney and fucking... Yeah, McSweeney is like
get rid of Sweeney. Why is Sweeney still have a fucking job? I don't get that.
Well, that's what's left. You get rid of Bruce Cassidy. He goes with Vegas, wins a cup. Get rid of Montgomery. He turns the Blues around. Now they're in the playoffs. They were out of it. And now Sacco's going to get probably, if they don't they'll probably get rid of Sacco, but Sweeney might go next. They got to do something there.
And they
Where
should
do the
get rid
Bruins
of
go from here, though? Where do they go from here?
The Providence.
Providence.
Good luck with that.
No, I honestly don't know.
You're becoming the Flyers pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only good thing they got, and I know he didn't have a great year, is they got Swayman locked up. If he rebounds like he should,
he's good.
They're going to have to do something, though, because Boston's not a city where you can lose 3, 4, 5 years in a row.
In any sport.
Yeah.
You guys are spoiled, though. Let's be honest. You guys are spoiled. The Bruins haven't won the cup that long ago. Then you had Tom Brady, the Patriots. The Sox beat the Yankees like they did. That was ridiculous. And and now you have the Celtics. I mean, every one of your teams has won.
I know
you guys like to bitch and complain. That's what everybody does up there. They bitch about everything. It doesn't matter what it is. But you guys are so spoiled with your sports teams. It's crazy.
People bitch because it's 20 degrees and it gets dark at 4 in the winter. But besides that, it's true. And Jason Tatum's out tonight again with the bad wrist, so I'm a little concerned.
Hang on. You know why we're pissed?
Okay.
Because the New England Revolution are in 11th place.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Our
The
soccer team's not doing well.
The Lawn Fairies.
No, but you're right, Danny. I mean, we have been spoiled. Brady spoiled us all. Bruins came in. They win the cup. They got Chara. The Red Sox going there. They've done their thing. We are completely spoiled, and we get pissed off and bitch when the teams bow out.
I know. The Celtics are defending champions. Can't we just be happy with that?
Nope.
Well, Denny, we can talk some NBA. I haven't watched any games all year, but
It's all right.
Mike, have you watched any NBA games all year?
Nothing but assholes. That's what it stands for. I can't stand it.
But we can talk some, talk some NBA, Denny. Give us a quick NBA playoff. There is the playoffs are going on right now, right?
Right. Yeah. So exactly. So here's what you got. You got Boston, like I mentioned. They're playing the Magic. They didn't have Tatum last game. They don't have him again They're up 2-0. They're playing down the street here in Orlando in about 20 minutes. Orlando's playing like a bunch of, I don't know. They're trying to hurt us on purpose. Anyway, here are the matchups. You got Celtics Magic, Knicks Pistons, Pacers Bucks, and the best team in the NBA, I think, Cleveland playing Miami. Now, who do I think's coming out of the East? I can't believe I've said it. Cleveland. Because they have the home
you're
court.
an asshole.
I am an asshole. But if I had to put my money down, you know how hard it is to win back-to-back titles in any sport? Come on. And then out west, you got the Thunder and everyone else. So it doesn't really matter about even the West. The Lakers suck ass. Everyone's on their cock because they got Luka Doncic and the most ridiculous trade in NBA history. And then you got, it just doesn't matter. All I care about, really, I don't even care about the West. I just care about the Celtics. And if they get, it's just a matter of how is this wrist on Tatum, because that little bitch on the Magic hurt him on purpose. That was a nasty fall. He has a bone bruise in his shooting wrist. So you can't shoot. Now he's out game 3. And they got all physical with us last game. Porzingis is bleeding all over the court. Bunch of fuck the Magic. My neighbors are season ticket holders, so I don't care if they hear. Fuck them.
Wow.
Fuck them. Yeah, I was pissed.
Wait, you have Cleveland and Oklahoma City in the NBA Finals. That sounds riveting. That sounds great.
For the
NBA, love that.
Bad for the NBA, but both teams were 68-14 this year, which is unbelievable. And I mean, everyone tells all Celtics fans, like, oh, no. And all the people on TV are like, no. It's going to be the Celtics again. No, I don't think so. I really don't.
Why? Why wouldn't it be the Celtics again? They're the same team.
Yeah, but back to back. Yeah, but so does Cleveland. And last year, as much as people like to say they should put an asterisk, a lot of those teams last year, Giannis was out for the Bucks when we played them. We kind of coasted through some series. I know, but
wow, dude, you are really.
Yeah.
Wow, he just said we complain too much about our teams, and you're like, we coasted through. The championship doesn't count. Listen to you.
No, I didn't say it didn't count. Yeah, it's not like I'm over here drinking Starbucks, buddy. Fuck off, I'm doing okay. Yeah.
By the way, the Bucks, you stole Drew Holiday from the Bucks, and that's what got you over the hump. So now we're stuck in. We're not going anywhere. The Bucks are going nowhere. So
the rumor is that Giannis wants out, so we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, they should trade him. They're not going to be able to put enough pieces around him to win another title. They should just cut bait and get what they can and rebuild a little bit. Because
where's he go?
They were talking they should trade him to Houston, and they have this wacko trade thing going on. They don't know. It's like before this NFL draft. A guy was saying, we had a wonderful night last night. We got 8 of 32 right. Just think about that. These guys are supposed to be experts. They don't know. We could all be on TV, the three of us, talking heads, making good money, working 4 hours a day. It's just, I don't know where they get this shit from. What are you saying? As opposed to today when I worked 4 hours? I get it.
I wasn't going to call you out. I think your boss listens. So.
No. You should. I told him I was going to the airport this morning. He doesn't care.
As long as you hit your numbers, it doesn't matter how many hours you work.
Right. Yeah. And all three of us are in sales, so that's how it works. So, yeah. I mean, maybe that's why they ask for tips, right? At these places, they got to hit numbers. Would that be something? No, the tips don't count.
No, it goes right in their pocket.
Yeah, just the tip, Denny. Just the tip.
Yeah, but they got to hit their
That's really
numbers.
got you chafed, though, I'm sure.
It's got me chafed just the tip.
All right, but
Is
hang
that
on.
what you
Let's
just
go
said?
back. I'm
Hold
gonna
on, my
bring
ass
this
is
up.
on fire while you're at it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. But we always joke about NBA versus NHL, and of course, I'm on the NHL side now. We got you outnumbered, but realistically, this year you got your All-Star game, which was like
Garbage.
yeah, it was garbage,
NHL
right?
is the best.
Right. Four Nations versus your like obstacle course
Every
that you
sport.
guys had.
It's so true. Like the high jump and the
Yep.
javelin on the court, you know?
Yeah. And then the next, Danny just brought it up. Your finals, according to you, is going to be Cleveland versus Oak City. And the
Okay.
NHL, you could have Toronto,
Who no one
right?
cares about. No one cares about
NHL
America.
wise, that would be huge, wouldn't it, Danny?
It'd be huge. Yeah, they haven't
Okay.
won in forever.
Okay, but
Yep.
you gonna draw the casual fan to watch Toronto?
All right. If they're playing LA,
Okay, if they're playing Winnipeg, then only Canada's watching.
right? Well, then you have so many storylines. If that happens, no Canadian teams won since '93. If Toronto gets in, you got
That's
that. If you got, hang on, if you get Washington goes, let's say they go, you got Ovechkin, right? If LA comes from the West,
whoa,
you
whoa,
got
whoa, whoa,
Los
whoa, whoa, whoa!
Angeles.
I'm the one that said Washington. Both of you said nah. I'm the one that said Washington. Okay, and I'm rooting for Ovi, baby.
I'm just saying there's
He's
not many
amazing.
storylines.
Wait,
He's
Mike, let's go
amazing.
back to the Four Nations versus
Yeah,
the
talk
well, the
about
NBA,
that.
NHL. There's no
No,
debate
forget the
there.
NBA. Yeah,
We know they
don't talk
flop and whine, and it's ridiculous watching an NBA game. And all they do is run up and down the court and jack threes. I mean,
Yep.
I'm no basketball aficionado like Denny, but they just run up and down the court. They set one screen, and the guy jacks a three. That's their offense. It's so boring to
I
watch.
play
Anyway,
defense, damn it. Oh, sorry. I thought my coach was talking to me. Sorry.
Mike, do you think the Four Nations is going to lose its luster a little bit? Year one, there was a lot of like vitriol, Canada, U.S., and Finland and Sweden. But do you think every single year they can bring that heat where they're fighting before the puck
Nope.
drops? And see, I think it'll lose it a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong, but I still love the format. Don't get me wrong, but I think it'll lose its luster a little bit. It won't have quite the intensity as it did this year.
Well, next year, you got kind of a pass. They're kind of lucky because next year you get the Olympics, right? So
Yeah.
they'll have the break. So they'll have that break. And then if they do it the following year, hopefully they allow Russia in, right? Because Russia wasn't in it this
Yeah.
year. Four Nations goes to five nations. So
Putin
then
comes in on his horse.
yeah, no, but honestly, like the Four Nations is awesome, but you can make a little asterisk there because you'd be like, yeah, but Russia wasn't in it. So I don't think they go back to it. I don't know. It was a warm up this year
Why?
for Olympics. I 100% agree with you. It will lose its luster because I think one, it's not new, and then two, I mean, shit. Like if the Bruins have a vote, you lost your top defenseman for the rest of the year. Kachuk was out. Was it?
That's right.
Who was the other guy? Was Barzell? Did he get hurt for the Panthers?
I think so. He didn't play. I don't think Barzell did he?
No, it wasn't Barzell. Who's the Panthers' top guy? Shit. Anyway,
Don't worry.
point being is
Okay.
like injuries, right? So you go into that type of tournament, they're playing at a higher level than any time. That's basically Stanley Cup playoff intensity. Guys get injured.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Matthew Kachuk?
No, Kachuk got hurt.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll get it.
Yeah, but he's back though now.
Yeah, he's back now, but I'm saying like, point being is those guys
You don't
get
want
injured.
your guys getting hurt.
Yeah, in the middle of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
They don't get hurt
yeah.
in the NBA All-Star game. We know that because they.
So that game,
don't
that
touch
game's
each
a
other.
joke. That game's a joke. But Major League Baseball, that
Barkov.
one.
Shit, sorry, Barkov.
Oh,
Jesus
Barkov, yeah.
Christ.
What'd you call me? Damn.
No, Barkov got injured.
Tell me to bark off. Okay. Oh fuck it.
No, but Danny, you nailed it. Like I think it will lose its luster a little bit. It's obviously the best route to go. I think maybe either do that or do nothing. like this in between playing a 3-on-3, basically pond hockey game, or in the NBA doing their frickin' tiddlywinks thing. There's no All-Star game in all 4 major sports that's worth a frickin' watch. None of them.
Well, I think the baseball got it right. They actually made it mean something. You know, I know the baseball purists hated that, but I think there is something to that. That'll make the guys at least try a little bit harder and throw a little harder and try to get on base. You know, I think you got to have it maybe mean something in the NBA. You know, it has some repercussions at the end of the year that, you know, like baseball. I think they get it right, and that's the only way you can get guys to play hard. They've tried money. Didn't they try to pay him a lot of money, the winner? That they don't care about that. I think it's you know,
they don't make enough
something.
already.
Guys,
right.
They're so spoiled babies. Makes me sick. God. Okay, so I'm looking at the. Go ahead. I'm just looking at the NFL draft picks. I'm just trying to catch up while you guys do that.
What do we got? Round 2 tonight. Where does Sanders eventually go? If you look at the next few picks.
Okay. So I think he should be. Cleveland's got the first pick, so I think that's what you should do.
They need a quarterback.
You think they're going to take him?
I mean, they have Mike's. They have Mike's favorite. They have Flacco. They have.
Yeah, guy's awesome.
Oh,
they
love. Beauty.
He is a beauty, but he's got grandchildren. And then you got what's the other guy? Kenny Pickett. I don't know why they picked him up. And then you got Watson.
They still have Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, 2 more years.
They paid him. How much did they pay him a year? It's crazy what they're paying that guy.
Okay,
for doing nothing.
He's done nothing, and he's going into year 4 of.
Oh, hang on.
230 million. Yeah,
he's done a lot.
He's
done a lot.
He has done. He's quite relaxed.
Oh God, he makes Robert Kraft look like an altar boy.
He does. He's up there. But you know, I heard that what's his name kicked him out. No pun intended. Justin Tucker, and he's.
As far as first place votes for the all creep team, I don't know, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, so Tucker, that went away fast though. The Tucker one. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna rear its head again or what. Oh, no pun intended. But
sounds like it was.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I just think that Sanders should go first tonight with the 33rd pick to Cleveland. And I think Jacksonville, I'm just looking at the draft here, like what they gave up, Jacksonville to get Hunter. Hunter better be a Hall of Famer. Holy crap.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Jacksonville, what do they have to lose? They're a perennial loser too. I mean, so like what? I mean, you got to swing for they got a new GM there, don't they? They got to swing for the fences, I guess.
Duval.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, they as far as franchises go, they had a spot though, Denny. It wasn't too long ago where they were playing the Pats in the AFC Championship, and they arguably could have won that game. And they were pumping along like the following year. People were expecting them to be something, and then they just freaking right off a cliff. They're back to where they were. They got to do something.
They got rid of Tom Coughlin. No, that was a long time ago. Tom Coughlin. He was a Giants.
There's nothing
about. By the way, what do you guys think of Jackson Dart going to the Giants, doing what they did to get him? Doesn't he have a little Baker Mayfield feel? Jackson Dart being.
Well, first of all, it's the greatest name you could have for a quarterback. Dart.
It is.
It really is. I'm throwing darts. I mean, somebody's going to get him on an advertisement, and he's going to do great. But I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's very good because I know he played in the SEC, and that's the best conference. But he didn't do well at all against the good teams, and I just think his arm strength is questionable. I don't know. I just think the Giants. He would have been there in the second round. I think
the Giants did a good job. I think
a couple
reasons. I think they, One, they got Dayball there, right? He's like the quarterback whisperer, so to speak. So the kid's not going to play for a year, 2 years at least, right?
Yeah, but
So
Dayball might not be there.
yeah, but here's the thing: like their coach, the
Oh, the
Giants had.
Cleveland's on the clock.
Would you
My
let me
computer
fucking
just said.
finish?
I just want to say Cleveland is officially on the fucking clock right now. Live. I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So they
Giants.
yeah, the Giants, yeah, their coach is like if they don't do something, he's fired, he's gone, their coach, right? So if they didn't pick a quarterback because they don't have anybody, I mean, they don't
Hey,
really,
Russell
right?
Wilson.
I know they got, but I mean, those are like plug and plays, right? They're an Airbnb. It's a quick stay. It's a vacation rental. So,
It's a Verbo.
right, yeah,
That's gonna be
exactly. So,
that's Russell Wilson's new name, Verbo.
yeah,
Okay, go
so
ahead.
you
Yeah,
get
he
this
better
kid
not
now
buy
that
anything anywhere.
yeah, that coach is going to be at least he's got some staying power now. Like, yeah, we're developing him. We did a little bit better this year. This kid's looking positive. Maybe that coach just bought himself another year of his contract.
In
Because
New
if they
York?
don't, yeah, if they don't get a quarterback, they're like, "What'd you
Okay.
do in the draft? You didn't do anything for us."
You think Boston fans are bad? You think New York Giants are going to be like, oh yeah, you know what? You went 7-10 this year. Stick around. Much better than last year.
They go 7-10 this year. They'll have a fucking parade for him.
No, they
That team
won't.
sucks. They suck.
That division, they suck because they're in that division, and they're going to get. Think about it. Philadelphia, best team in football. Then you got Washington, who's on the up and up. Then you got Dallas, who will be better. They'll be better. They'll be in 9-10 wins this year. And the Giants have to play all those teams twice
Yeah.
with Verbo at quarterback. You know.
No, you could always throw Jameis in there. You'd be all set.
Oh, dude, he's so talented, just not that smart.
But the
Not
NFL,
that
I mean,
smart.
I
go
was
ahead.
waiting for
What do
one
you-
of you guys.
What do you think his IQ is?
I don't know, but he's so talented as a quarterback. I'm sorry. He is. He is
He
so
was great at
gifted.
Florida State.
And he's so gifted, but then he looks like that's out there and he doesn't know what team to throw to. He's just like he could throw like a 70-yard dart, but it's the wrong guy. He's got it all. He's got everything you want in a quarterback. It's like the other guy who fizzled out, Vince Young. What happened? They're just not that smart.
By the way, do they still in the NFL do the test? Don't they do for quarterbacks?
Wonderlic?
Don't they do? Yeah, they still do the
What?
Wonderlic. You didn't hear about the Wonderlic. Did they drop that or what?
They must have.
I don't know though,
Because
but it almost feels like they don't. It doesn't matter how well you do in college as far as playing. It all matters on these combines. They measure the guys like, the normal stuff, the 40, how many times he can bench 225, how long his arm is, how long his hands are, what's his fucking hair color. This guy likes apples. This guy likes oranges. This guy's, all this shit. It's a fucking joke. You're like, this guy, like, if anybody should be pissed off at that stuff, it's fucking Tim Tebow. He went fucking basically undefeated in college, won 2 Heismans, and everybody's just like, fuck you, you can't play with us. you know?
they
Now,
didn't even
I
give him
know
a
he
chance to
wasn't
start.
the best quarterback and all that shit, but it's like it doesn't fucking matter. That's why before last year's college season, did anybody here, any of us three, know who Jackson Dart was?
No.
Did you know him,
Not before he
Danny?
got to Ole Miss. Not before he got to
Yeah.
Ole Miss. I don't think the Patriots measured the guy they drafted at the combine, Mike, because he's got a double chin like we covered earlier, and
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know
on
what
the
the rest
offensive line.
what he looks like, but he better be able to block somebody, or I don't know. I'm worried about this guy.
There was a
No,
comment though. I guess Vrabel made a comment that he said he felt him.
No,
Did you hear that?
no. The true story is when Vrabel went to go visit him, he lined up against him,
Yeah.
coach, and then he said, "All right, try and push me back off the line." He just fucking flattened him on his back. And Vrabel
So-
got up and he's like, "I like this kid."
There's your combine, Mike. There's your combine
Yeah,
test.
exactly.
The
There it
coach
is.
goes and lines up against the guy, and if he beats him, they draft him. That's why the Patriots
Oh,
don't have Bill Belichick anymore. They're going to be in the bottom of the barrel for a long time. Sorry, guys.
no, but Vrabel's they'll be good. Listen, they're gonna win 8 games, 8 and 9.
8 and 9 you're going with?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure about it. I'm pretty sure.
Listen,
now,
I want 10 and 7 or 2
and I want.
No, hang on. Honestly, go 10 and 7, make the playoffs, or go 2 and fucking, what is it, 15 now? Or
yeah, you were every game we watched. You're like, lose. And then the last game, fucking Joe Milton wins it, and then they trade him. Fucking ridiculous.
It was the worst. When they said he was going to start, I was pulling for Brissett. I'm like, put Brissett out there for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. Anyway,
did Cleveland draft? Did they pick yet?
No, they're picking it. It's picking any minute here. We'll see. I'll let you know. It says on the clock. The TV still got pictures of Green Bay, and I gotta say, because I did go to Green Bay finally, Dan, 2 years ago, and it was more than I expected. It was unbelievable. And I think looking at the draft, it's probably the best place they've had it so far, in my opinion.
You think better than Tennessee? Better than downtown when it was in Nashville? I thought that was pretty cool.
No, dude. Green Bay, you got the history. You got plenty of room. You got, I don't know, maybe because I like. Well, here's the thing. Here's kind of what I like about it. Green Bay has 100,000 people, as you know. The economy just explodes up there from this. And I like that. I just like that because the small guys making money. All the little businesses, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's great. I heard they shut down. They didn't let people in last night. They basically capped it off. Did you see how many people were in that little whatever?
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't know how many. Maybe it's 50, 60,000.
No, over 100.
It looked good on TV. Was there 100? Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. They came from all over. I mean, where the hell are they staying? I mean, people must have been renting out their houses.
Bring your RV. My brother went and he brought his RV. They stayed probably in a park nearby. I don't even know where, but a lot of people probably did that.
They stayed down the street at the Green Bay Grotto. What is in Green Bay other than the Packers? The Gamblers, Danny, the Gamblers.
Yeah, USHL, right. That's true. That's the second best draw there.
They have a hockey team there?
Yep. Green Bay Gamblers, USHL. It's a great name of a team. Great place.
So is that minor leagues or what's the USHL? What the fuck is that?
You want to take it? Mike, you explain hockey.
Is it like the USFL?
No. USHL is the United States Hockey League. It's the best junior league outside of the Canadian Hockey League, which is like the OHL and all that. Long story short, USHL, if you're going to go play D1 hockey, you're playing in the USHL if you can. And the teams that they have in there. Yeah, prior to college. So college hockey does it differently. College football, most kids go in, they redshirt, they take a cycle of steroids, and they get massively big over. I mean, no, they don't, allegedly. All right. I know for a fact that there's a certain time period where they don't get tested and they amazingly get bigger. But anyway, college football, you redshirt a year, and then that's why you hear the saying fifth year senior, right? And college hockey, what they do is they get the kids, they get them to commit, and then they'll send them to junior hockey. Usually it's the USHL if they can. And the USHL is chock full of Division I prospects, and the cities they play in. Danny knows all these cities, but it's like Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Green Bay, Wisconsin, or Sioux City. Jesus, they're all Youngstown.
I played in Des Moines for a short period of time.
Yep. Yeah, Des Moines, the Bucks. It was a great time. I mean, played in Omaha against them. We pulled up to a game in Des Moines, and I'm thinking like, oh, what's this going to be like? There's people tailgating in the parking lot, Denny, at like 1 in the afternoon. Yep.
That's why it's good, because they don't have the pro teams.
Yep, exactly. So
wait, Mike, who did you play for again? I forgot.
Omaha, the Omaha
Omaha.
Lancers.
Lancers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, there's some but that's the USHL. And how
I
did we
can
get on the
just,
USHL?
I don't know, but I just think it's
Because we
pretty
were
cool
talking about Green
stories.
Bay.
Yeah,
Well, I
Green
just
Bay.
think
There you go.
I think it's cool talking about how you guys played in that, and you probably have a lot of drinking stories and funny shit that went on. That's probably for another time. But
Yeah. I'll
you
give you a
know,
quick one when we pulled up to Green Bay though. Like we
mm,
were playing against Green Bay and their stadium, it used to be at least, Danny, I don't know if it was when you were there, but it was across a little ways away, but you could see Lambeau. So anyway,
Yeah.
we had just lost and we were bussing in from like fucking Thunder Bay, Ontario. Our coach was so pissed, and we just had these little like windbreaker suits on, right? There's no insulation to these things at all. Coach pulls the bus over. The coach was Mike Hastings. He's the coach at Minnesota State now, I believe. He's unbelievable coach. Great guy. He was hilarious. But
No, Mike, he coaches at Wisconsin now.
he's
He
at
went there. Yeah, it's his second year at Wisconsin. Yeah, they took him from
Yeah.
Mankato. Anyway, go ahead. Keep
Yeah,
going. Sorry.
he's the real deal. But that guy was an animal. Anyway, he was so pissed at us. He dropped us off in the middle of Green Bay in like January and made us fucking jog to the rink like a mile and a half away. His guys in t-shirts and tank tops, and we're all running down the
come
fucking street,
on,
freezing our tits off. Yep.
dude,
Yep.
that's like cruel. I mean, you couldn't do that anymore now because
No,
all the
we
softies
also,
would phone it. Yeah.
and here's a quick story, and Danny, I'm sure you had these too, but like our rookie party in college is different, right? It's not hazing, but it
Oh,
is. But
oh.
in junior hockey, what we did is we were in the bus, and this is the worst thing ever. They took all the rookies, you put them into the back, um, where the bathroom is, right? You stick them all in there. Like there's like 5 of them in there, and then they take all their clothes off. They got to come out and tell a joke to the rest of the team. If the rest of the team laughs, they get to stay out. If not, they got to go back in. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
great.
Are you talking about like literally all your clothes?
Literally all the clothes. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah, it was awful.
Holy cow. That is
Mike, you were one and done, weren't you? I mean, you got a good sense of humor. You were probably out of there quick.
I didn't have to do it because I already had the Scully. So
Ah, okay, all right, gotcha.
yeah, so I got out of there pretty quick.
You were hoping they didn't change their mind when you were fucking
No.
in there?
No, I knew the captain very well. The captain was Danny is Jerry Keefe. He's the head coach at Northeastern now.
Right.
Yeah, so he was just like,
you hockey guys are pretty intense. I gotta say, like Dan's sister always talks about how when she went to go visit him and one of the time in Wisconsin when she was in high school, senior or something, and she gets off the elevator and she had bare feet on, and like it was either Dan or like I think it was Ted Carlson said, "What are you doing? Get up! Don't walk around here in bare feet." Like that's how they live. Like, do not do that. Back on the elevator, bare feet. So the elevator was more clean. Fucking
Yeah,
floor in
because
there.
like whoever owned the building cleaned the elevator, but we never cleaned the floor, of course.
yeah,
Look, I think it was Crazy Ted. I think it was Ted Carlson that told her that. Oh,
Probably. Yeah,
that's
Madison was crazy.
those guys were fucking. I gotta tell you, hockey guys. I didn't realize how huge they were until your wedding, Dan. Like Heatley and Carlson and all those guys. They're just massive.
Big boys. Yeah, the average height now, you look at an NHL team, it's 6'2",
Wow.
over 200 pounds. Average.
It's just
You got some smaller guys playing, but they got to be unbelievable, like Cole Caulfield or Braden Point. I mean, you
Marchand.
cannot be a little guy out there. Yeah, Marchand. But Marchand, I think he's getting a little slower. He's not as quick as
he's old now.
Caulfield
Yeah.
or Point. He's still good though. He's still effective.
yeah. But and the other flip of that too is the goalies have shot way up. They all used to be like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". Now I think the smallest one's like 6'1", 6'2". Well, you got Saros who's like 6 foot, but fucking what's his name? Hellebuck is like 6'7". As a goalie. It's like playing in front of, like, if you ever played floor hockey or you ever saw a kid play street hockey, it's like having a goalie inside of that net. I don't know how the guys are scoring anymore, but the scoring.
Yeah, but Mike, the sticks are so much better than they were. We played with sticks where the aluminum shaft, the blade went into the aluminum shaft, the wood blade, and it was, you get decent whip on the stick. Now these one-piece sticks made of carbon fiber are amazing. I mean, if you see Austin Matthews shoot the puck, he hardly no effort, and it just, you can see the whip on the stick, and the puck just rockets off the stick. So I think that's part of it. The goalie equipment, they did put in some rules, and Mike, you probably know this better than I do, about how the size of the equipment, it got big. The pads, the leg pads were much wider. They measure everything now. So I think and now they're just saying, well, okay, if you're going to make us wear smaller pads, we're just going to go with a 6'5" goalie every time and fill the net.
Yeah. It's really what's happened. It's all becoming analytics and all that stuff. It's crazy, but the whip on the stick for sure. That's kind of funny that you bring that up because people say Ovechkin, like, oh, the goalies that Gretzky played against, and then they show the goalies that Ovechkin played against. And I'm like, well, why don't you show the stick that Gretzky played with and the stick that Ovechkin plays with? Because the stick that Gretzky played with was made out of a tree in the back fucking yard. So,
heavy.
By the way, real quick, the Browns took a linebacker from UCLA.
All right.
So they passed on
the beat
Sanders.
Goes on, huh?
The beat goes
and
on.
Sanders could not be more relieved. You think anybody wants to go there?
I don't know. We'll see where he ends up. But Mike, how much time do we got? These things can only. Sorry, we're limited to an hour. Our broadcasting rights.
I'm gonna go and just take over. Usually at the end, Danny, we kind of do the douche of the week or whatever. You pick your letter. I got the winner for sure.
For sure.
But, you want to pick the letter? Go ahead.
Sure, Lowell. I mean, L.
All right.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to go with the Lowell Lush of the week. Do you guys want to pick two people? I'm going to trump you both, but you guys go ahead and pick yours. Who's yours, Danny? Start with Danny. Danny, you pick your big Lush of the week or loser of the week.
Mine's Brandon Hagel. A lot of people don't know who he is. He's a player for the Lightning. Last night's game, or 2 nights ago, the Panthers' top player had the puck, Barkov. He let the puck go behind the net, and Brandon Hagel took 2 strides. Puck was gone. He had no idea he was going to hit him and just gave him a huge cheap shot. To me, that was just a dirty play, and they gave him a 5-minute major penalty, but to me, that wasn't enough. They should have tossed him out of the game. And I'm tough. Like, I don't usually want a lot of penalties, but anyway.
I like that. That's strong out of the gate.
That is
That's
strong.
A good one. What do you got, Danny?
Strong. Mine is the asshole in front of me today from Alabama who was driving. As I was driving, and there's a 2-lane highway, and they're in the left fucking lane, and they're going under the speed limit, and they have their left fucking blinker on for like 4 miles.
Yeah, you can pick that person every week. That's weak. You're better than that, Denny. Expect more.
That's weak? What are you talking about? I don't.
Well,
I
listen
don't
to
really
mine
have
here.
anybody. Listen, I'm in a positive frame of mind. You go ahead. Fucking
Mine
asshole. Go ahead.
Teresa Isabel Bernal.
Who's that?
All right. I'm going to tell you who she is. She is a Texas mom took alcoholic Jell-O shots to her child's elementary school Christmas party, and she's been arrested.
Oh, yeah, that's a lush of a week. Well,
listen to some of these things. Hang on. 15 students consumed the shots, and nearly all reported having stomach aches and belly aches.
Wait, it was on purpose or by accident? That had been an accident.
Well, when questioned, Bernal said she didn't know that they contained alcohol, but here's the quote: "They do taste different."
Did she actually make them?
It said, during interviews, I was told while some of the teachers found it odd that Bernal would bring Jell-O shots to an elementary school party, they were trusting Bernal not to bring anything harmful to the school party. Bernal was involved, parent, and she's present at many school functions. In my opinion, there's no way Bernal could have missed the fact that Jell-O shots she purchased and brought to her daughter's 5th grade Christmas party contained alcohol. Burnell was arrested and booked in Smith County Jail on Monday, posted $75,000 bond. It's not immediately clear if she retained an attorney.
What part of Texas was that?
I don't know, man. But
Anywhere?
Okay, because I'm reading I'm reading one about a 31-year-old teacher in Houston who got arrested for having a relationship with a seventh grader in Houston. Jesus Christ.
Oh, there you go.
What's
So
wrong with these
Teresa takes
people?
the cake for me.
Oh my God.
All right. So if I'll play us out with some music later, we're obviously not going to be able to do that. But yeah, we went a little bit longer than normal. But Danny, thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate you coming on, man.
That was
Appreciate you
awesome.
having me, guys. Keep up the good work. You guys are awesome, and you're going to do bigger things. I know Dan Patrick Show is the gold standard. You guys aren't far behind. Keep it up.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell your friends. All right. Danny, you got anything to end with? Or you good?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for coming on. And next time, maybe one time, I don't know how we're gonna do this. If Stella, my niece,